Well, hello there, YouTubers. It's me, Sarah Gets Sleeved, checking in. It's been a 2 week absence. I think my last update was week 2 post-op, and now it's my week 4 post-op. Um, I've been very busy. My work calls for me to travel, and so I've been traveling, which is why I didn't do a week 3. But it's probably good because there wasn't that much to report, I don't think. Anyway, so first, the stats. When we last were talking to each other, I had 69 pounds left to lose, and that was on June 4th. Today is June 20th, so just over 2 weeks later, and I'm down 7 pounds. So now I have 62 pounds left to lose. And I feel about the weight loss this time pretty much the same as I did last time, which is that I would love it to be faster, but I understand that I don't have that much to lose, relatively speaking, so it's going to take longer. It's going to be slower. And 7 pounds, I can't really complain. So 62 left. I don't know if I mentioned before that my husband has been measuring my body parts as we go through this process. So I just wanted to report my measurements. I have lost a ½ inch from my neck. Who knew? A ½ inch from my right bicep. 3/4 of an inch from my left bicep, 1.5 inches from my chest, 2.5 inches from my waist, 2 3/4 of an inch from my hips, 1 inch from my right thigh, 2 inches from my left thigh, 1 inch from my right calf, and 3/4 of an inch from my left calf. Now, I guess I should have maybe added that up to give you a total amount of inches, but I didn't remember to do that beforehand. And I guess if you really care, you could do that yourself. But anyway, the point is I've lost inches. I'm definitely smaller. I traveled this week, and I noticed that clothes that I usually wear while traveling, I was in the Caribbean, so I wore a lot of shorts, and those were all, even with a belt, were really sagging in the butt and ill-fitting, and I really need to get a new pair of shorts. I bought myself a pair of jeans at the very beginning of the process, like maybe a week after surgery, and those are already getting loose. So that's a good thing, right? Yay! Let's see what else. So it's been a challenging 2 weeks. When we last spoke, I was getting into soft foods, and I was so excited. And actually, I've backed off on that because it's just been too much too soon for me. There's been way too much vomiting over the last 2 weeks. One, because I still don't recognize how little it takes to make me full. I'm not quite used to that yet. And I mean, I have to say, you're going to be able to eat less, but really, it's ridiculous the small amounts of foods that you can eat. I mean, I can't even, those little pieces of cheese in the packet, I can't even finish a whole one. I mean, I can't finish a whole egg either. It's crazy. And so, your mind says to you, well, you can haven't had that much, you can have some more. So your mind overrides the feeling, and then your stomach overrides your mind in a big way. So there's been quite a bit of vomiting, and that's not really been pleasant at all. So I've dialed back the soft foods, and I'm also not able to eat enough soft foods to get in the 60 to 80 grams of protein I'm supposed to get per day. And forget about the 64 ounces of water a day, even when I'm sipping constantly. I mean, I can take in probably now 5 or 6 ounces of water at a time, but 64 ounces means I'd never be doing anything else but sipping water all day, and I do have a life. But I am trying. So I'm relying more on protein shakes, and then just trying to have a little bit of soft food. Chicken, a bit tough, a bit dry. Shrimp, I thought that would be great while I was in the Caribbean last week. No, that came up, and I wasn't sure if that's because someone distracted me while I was eating. I started to talk and eat, and I didn't realize how much I'd eaten, or if the shrimp just didn't agree with me. But I'm going to give shrimp a break for now. I think the next thing I'll try is salmon. Anyway, what else can I tell you? Oh yes, so basically traveling has been a challenge. I did take protein shakes with me, and I took those foil packets of tuna with me, and I took cheese. I ate the cheese. I actually am now able to drink 2 whole 14-ounce protein shakes a day, so that was great, but it also meant that I didn't have enough protein shakes for the entirety of my week-long trip. And then basically, once I didn't have the protein shakes, it was tough. I found cheese in supermarkets. I could find yogurt, but sometimes I couldn't find fat-free yogurt or yogurt without the fruit, and so I just had to eat it with the fruit, even though fruit and vegetables and carbs are not in my diet right now at all. But I had to get the protein in somehow, and I figured if I had to get some sugar with it, then so be it. So traveling is a challenge. You just have to prepare. For any one of you, particularly who go overseas into places that maybe aren't developed as America, I would say definitely pack all your food with you, because better safe than sorry, because it can be really hard. You go to places and if you can't eat fruit and you can't eat vegetables and you can't eat carbs, it's tough to know what to order, really, because it sounds easy. It sounds like, oh, just have an egg, but I can only eat like 2 forkfuls of an egg. That's not helping me, you know. Protein shakes really are the most efficient way to get my protein in, so that's what I'm making the mainstay of my diet. And if I have to stay in this phase 2, or is it phase 3, I'm not sure, but anyway, if I have to stay in this phase of the diet for a little longer, that's fine. Last time I was talking, I talked about morning food, and I still am. I find that nothing tastes as good as I think it's going to taste. Nothing tastes as good as I remember. Everything's just kind of anticlimactic and not very satisfying. And to be honest, if I didn't have to eat at all, I think it would be easier. But now I have to remember to eat. I have to try and get the protein in. You know, it's become a chore. And I have to say there have been a couple of meltdowns. God bless him. My husband has been witness to 1 or 2. There have been some meltdowns where I've thought, oh God, am I ever going to be normal? Am I ever just going to be able to eat food? And I know I will, but it is frustrating. And, you know, especially when you realize, you know, it's not as if you're losing a pound or 2 a day anymore. It's much slower now, but it is what it is. I do really, really, really miss fruit. I mean, just thinking about it now makes my mouth water. Pineapple, kiwis, strawberries, fruit and fruit juices. Just, oh, what I would give for a cherry or a grape or pineapple in particular. Like, I'm really craving tangy stuff that you know, gets here watering. Love that, but none of that for me. As far as exercise is going, over the last 2 weeks I've just been so busy traveling and up and down. I haven't been home to get in any exercise, but I figure, you know, I'm this Thursday will be week 5 post surgery, and I guess come July I will start. My travel schedule should slow down. I should be home more, and I'm going to start either the boot camp or kickboxing. Actually, I think it's most likely to be kickboxing. But definitely I need to get back into exercise, and hopefully that will also kick up the weight loss. I think that's about it, really. Things are going well. I feel good. I've had no issues. My surgeon won't allow me to swim until 6 weeks post-op, and it was very difficult last week being in the Caribbean in the most beautiful crystal clear water and not being able to swim. That was tough. So I can't wait till the end of June when I can get back in the water. Yay. But, you know, I'm happy. Don't regret it, even though there have been some challenging moments. And I'm just going to keep on keeping on. So I hope everyone else who had surgery is doing well. And those who are considering surgery, I hope you find this encouraging. And I will see you in probably a couple of weeks. I think at this stage there's no point in doing weekly updates because there's not that much happening week by week. But I guess in a couple of weeks I will talk to you again. So stay healthy and be good. Bye.